I'm thinking two things.
Yeah.
So we talked about my hands being
Yeah.
and me looking down.
Yes.
But last night I was thinking,
Like that?
and then I thought,
I'm looking up?
I feel like this is an act of self-compassion. And then looking up just seems less depressed.
That's so drippy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hang on, now we're losing it. The alginate is dripping. Okay, hang on. Okay, just stay.
I got laryngitis. It was the spring of 2018 when I was working on the University Heights mural. And I kept thinking if I drank enough tea it would get better, but it just didn't. So I finally got to a specialist in August, and she diagnosed the throat cancer. I've been through a lot of treatments and surgeries and more treatments, but the cancer kept coming back and spreading. Finally, so it was finally this winter that something seemed to work, and the cancer growth was controlled. So that's what I'm living with right now, the cancer under control, but still in me.
Oh, got it. Let me just get the corner. Aha.
So at first I thought this can't be happening to me. I'm supposed to be the healthy one. I'm the one who visits other people when they're sick, not the sick one. I was so angry, and this went on for months. After the surgery, my larynx was gone, and I could only communicate by writing. Eventually, I got this prosthetic larynx, and then I could talk again, like this. It's not pretty, but it works. So there's the presence of the cancer and the possibility that it will end my life. And there's the speaking with this artificial mechanism. And there are these changes to my body from the surgery and the medications.
Do you know what I mean? How juicy the silicone is? Like,
I'm not as strong as I used to be. On my right arm, it's harder to use. Someone said I was very brave going through the surgery, but I didn't really have any choice at that point. It was do or die, as they say. So I welcomed the surgery, but when it was over, a lot of things were different, and my body works differently, and it feels different to be in it. And that's all right. Really, it's a gift. The doctors had this amazing skill that brought me through this and allowed me to step forward. But as I do step forward, it's new and different. And in some ways, I feel like I'm diminished, that I'm missing something. But I think it's better to just say I'm different. That I get to have a new experience of being in the body. In this body. I used to be so bothered by strange noises other people made, like coughing and swallowing and burping. And now I make odd noises all the time. So, I'm learning to forgive myself and all the other noisemakers out there. I was working with a physical therapist, Patty Lentz is her name, and she said to me a couple of times, just get curious, stay curious. What happens if you move this way? What happens if you try that? So I try to think of these changes to my body as curiosities.
we'll come, like, here.
Yeah, but with the silicone, let's do.
We'll go around.
Yeah.
We'll get what we got.
Open up and put ice cubes in.
I once had a strong, reliable body that I could push through the world with. And now I have a softer body. It's less reliable, less predictable. But it's also less pushy and assertive. You could say it's less attractive, but I prefer to think it's just a little less conventional. So, I want the sculpture to show the changes to my body without making it seem ugly or strange. Making the sculpture is one way of staying curious. Oh, look, that muscle is gone. Huh? It moved to another place. Wow. That hole in my neck is where I breathe. Wow. That scar is from the first surgery. Wow. And that one is from the fourth surgery. Wow. The biggest change to my body is the way I speak. Or at least that's the change. The change I'm most aware of is the way I speak. I can't sing, but I've been practicing the guitar and thinking of the guitar as a way of singing. I can't speak as easily, and my voice isn't pleasing to me, but it doesn't have to be pretty to share my thoughts. I can't speak at all while I'm eating. It just doesn't work. I can't swallow and talk at the same time, but I guess our mealtime conversations are pretty one-sided. I've also found that a lot of what I used to say back when I could speak so easily wasn't necessary or even helpful. Sometimes I'd just say discouraging things that didn't contribute to my happiness or anyone else's. Sometimes I'd say judgmental things that hurt other people. So in some ways it's been helpful to have my talking be a little more thought out, and speaking less makes room for other people to speak too, which is way more interesting to me than hearing myself. Also the silence and the birds and the wind. The sculpture captures the silence nicely. But these changes to my body are small things compared to the realization that my life could end quickly. So we had a preliminary meeting with a nurse from a hospice of New Mexico, and I asked him to explain what it would be like. I mean, what would actually happen to die from not being able to swallow. And he did. So I spent some time imagining that and where I'd like to be and what it might feel like. And then I started making pottery. I just needed to get my hands in the mud and make something beautiful from it. So that's what I did.
Oh, jeez. What cracked?
I don't know.
Got it. Wait.
And then I took another step and did some painting. And now some sculpture. Sometimes I think making things as an artist is a kind of argument with death. As if making things will mean death doesn't completely erase us. But I don't care if it all goes in a dumpster when I'm gone. I just want to make it and enjoy it while I have this time. God, did you just write about the people?
Okay. Oh. Hang on, we'll do that. Okay.
maybe the sculpture says something, but I just want it to be itself.
Because really, like from behind, we can clip and put, use more of the bond.
Yeah, there's something weird about that one in particular, but
Yeah, the arm. Good. Oh.
I thought some about where I'd want my ashes scattered. To me, the desert is a supreme beauty, all the emptiness. I grew up on the prairie, which I like to think of as a grass ocean. But the desert feels like that too. An ocean of space and rock and wind. The desert feels like a space outside of time, where rocks can go and not be bothered with things that move faster than they do. So maybe there's something in me that feels like it can rest there too. So placing this sculpture in the desert feels like just the right home for it. It's like finding a place that welcomes the pain and the joy of being alive.